Coming up, some popular theme parks have reopened as many states, including Florida, are seeing an increase in virus cases. We'll take a look at the safety measures and also answer some more of your questions. Plus, this 12-year-old is hoping to lift the spirits of healthcare workers in Georgia. We'll bring you his story and his music and Dance, Dance, Dance. We'll meet this inspiring teacher and her students.
This is NBC Nightly News, Kids Edition.
Welcome back to Nightly News Kids Edition. I'm Lester Holt. I hope you're all doing well and staying cool, too. I know it's been really hot in a lot of places in this country. Well, we've got some inspiring stories coming up in just a few minutes, but first, the news continues to be about the coronavirus. Here's what you need to know. Many states are seeing an increase, a big increase in cases. Just a reminder, health experts say symptoms can appear 2 to 14 days after exposure. Also, I know it's summer, but the subject of schools reopening in the fall still remains an open issue in most places. President Trump has said he would like schools to reopen, but many districts across the country are still not sure how to do it safely. And then there's the cost of making some of the changes in the classroom to be considered. Here in Southern California, both San Diego and Los Angeles Unified School Districts just announced they will delay the physical reopening of schools in the fall. And instead, they plan to start off with remote learning due to the spike in virus cases here. We know it's something you guys and your parents are certainly wondering about. We're going to get to your questions in just a moment. But first, the increase in cases in Florida comes as Disney World reopened over the weekend, the theme park joining other parks and hoping to let visitors have a little fun while putting new safety measures in place. Our own Sam Brock has more.
Disney fans are experiencing the magic once again.
Oh my God, I'm gonna cry.
The sight of the popular theme park reopening, bringing some to tears. As visitors get their first taste of rides and lines while socially distancing. Disney is not only limiting the number of guests allowed in the park each day, they're also checking visitors' temperatures when they enter the park and requiring them to wear face masks too.
They're doing sanitizing, masks. We have face shields on the cast members. I mean, it is a very different park than when it was closed down in March.
Has that changed your kids' experience at all?
Brooke, has it changed your experience?
No, not at all.
The Evans family from California booked their trip to Disney World back in March.
The magic is still here. You know, it feels a little different with the mask. It's hot, we're sweating, but we can do it.
But not everyone is happy about Mickey's return, taking to social media. I love you, Disney, but reopening Walt Disney World at this time is a big mistake. New infections in the state, passing 250,000 over the weekend. Disney World isn't the only theme park to reopen. SeaWorld, Legoland, and Universal Orlando, part of our parent company, NBC Universal, all reopened in June. Universal Orlando and SeaWorld require employees and guests to wear face masks, with Legoland encouraging its guests to wear them too. All of the parks have temperature checks and social distancing on the lines for rides. And in faraway places like Japan, this recently opened amusement park near Tokyo is asking guests not to scream on the roller coaster ride in an effort to reduce the risk of spreading the virus. In this video, released by Fuji Q Highland, 2 park employees demonstrate how to ride a roller coaster right now. At the very end, the caption translates to, "Please scream inside your heart." Meanwhile, Hong Kong Disneyland is closing down again because of a rise in virus cases. Not the summer many kids expected, but some amusement parks here at home are trying to make the best of it as safely as they can.
All right, Sam, thanks so much. Joining us now is Dr. John Torres. Dr. John, before we get to a couple of our viewer questions, many families across the country are wondering about schools in the coming school year. We know there's still a lot to be determined here, but what are some of the things school districts are considering right now that they have to think about?
And Lester, there's a lot of people working on this right now to try and get kids back to school in the fall, but they want to make sure they get back safely. And so what they're trying to look at here is, what does the community look like? Are there a lot of cases of coronavirus? In which case they're going to say, well, let's slow down a little bit, maybe not open it yet. But if there aren't a lot of cases, then they want to make sure that everybody in the school stays safe. And that means using masks, social distancing, checking on people who are sick and making sure that they don't get anybody else sick. Those are important things they need to look at, because the key here is to try and open up, but make sure they do it safely so the kids, the staff members, the teachers, and all their families stay safe as well.
Let's hope these questions get answered rather soon. Okay, let's get to a couple of the questions now from the kids. Our first one is from Florida, which we know is one of the states seeing a big increase lately.
Hello, my name is Santos Joseph, and I live in Miami Beach, Florida, and I'm 9 years old. My question is, how can the coronavirus stop? Thank you.
Dr. John?
Well, and that's a great question. And the way it can stop are two different things. In your community, Santos, it can stop by everybody doing those things we know work. And that means wearing masks, staying away from other people, that 6-foot distance, not being in large groups, and using lots of hand sanitizer and washing your hands a lot during the day to keep safe. But overall in the world, it's going to take that and the vaccine to get this under control. And when the vaccine comes out, hopefully next year, early on in the year, then the more people that get it, the more likely it is to get coronavirus under control and hopefully completely get rid of it. And one thing I do want to say, Santos, is I saw your shirt there and I noticed you're a Barcelona fan. I'm a Real Madrid fan. This is my favorite mask. So you and I are fans of two of the best soccer teams in the world. Way to go.
I love that. That's awesome. And our next question comes from New Jersey.
Hi, I am Rishka Gupta and I am 8 years old and I live in Edison, New Jersey. And I have a question for COVID-19. How dangerous is COVID-19 to kids? Thanks.
I know there's been a lot of talk about that, Dr. John. What do we know?
And you're right, there has been a lot of talk about that. And Rashika, the answer is that we think right now, and we're learning more about this bug every day, but we think that kids don't get as sick from coronavirus, don't seem to get it as much, and don't spread it to other people. But that doesn't mean they can't get it, and that doesn't mean they won't get sick. So they need to make sure they protect themselves. By protecting themselves and making sure their families are protecting themselves as well, that's how we can keep the spread under control and make sure that everybody stays healthy. So again, even though you're less likely to get it, you still can get it. So you need to make sure that you do all those things to stay safe.
Dr. John, thanks as always. We turn now to a 12-year-old who wanted to do something to lift the spirits of healthcare workers in his community. So he grabbed his trumpet and has been performing outside Emory Hospital in Decatur, Georgia, since April. And joining us now is Jason Zagantz. Jason, it's great to see you. How long have you been playing that horn, my friend?
I've been playing my trumpet since the 4th grade.
That's awesome. And tell me how you got this idea to start playing outside the hospital.
I got the idea to play outside the hospital from my mom showing me a video of a New York Philharmonic trumpet player playing off their rooftop in New York.
Oh, so what has the reaction been from the hospital staff when they see you and hear you play?
Some reactions have been a thank you, a wave. Sometimes the ambulances will drive by and flash their sirens for me. And then this one time, a family came over to my mom and said that they just lost a loved one and said that it made them feel a lot better for hearing me play.
Yeah, that's really important. I think you're touching a lot of people by, doing this for the hospital workers and some of the patients that come there. How long do you expect to continue to play there?
As long as it makes people happy.
And what are your favorite songs to play?
My favorite songs to play are God Bless America, Fly Me to the Moon, Danny Boy, Over the Rainbow, and Georgia.
Oh, those are all great songs. I would love to hear you play Danny Boy. That's one of my favorites.
Okay.
Jason, that is absolutely beautiful. I know you're making people feel really, really good outside Emory Hospital when they hear that kind of playing. So thanks for what you're doing and keep playing, my friend.
Okay, thank you.
All right, finally, we want to introduce you to a dance teacher who is inspiring her students one positive step at a time. Here's Kristen Dahlgren.
For many tiny dancers across the nation, Thursday's the best day of the week.
The best thing about being a dancer is dancing with my friends. My favorite part is having fun. It makes me happy.
Before the pandemic, weekly dance class looked a lot like this.
First position.
But now,
Yay. Good job. Are you guys ready to dance? Yes.
kids have been joining dance teacher Lisa McCabe virtually instead.
And down. Stop. Back and down. Good job! We focus on cultivating the love of dance because the love of dance is what's going to take you to the next level, not how amazing and perfect you are. Up and down.
That's the goal at Lovely Leaps, Lisa's dance company that was inspired by her own challenges as a dancer growing up.
I was the only Black kid in the class, typically. I just wanted to fit in and blend in and not stand out. So when I had my daughter, I was like, I want to create a dance studio where the color of her skin or how she looks isn't the first thing that comes to mind. It's the first thing that comes to her mind is how can I be the best dancer?
Lisa's mission has been spreading that sense of confidence and hope during this difficult time as dozens of kids across the country join in on the virtual dance classes each week. And even some princesses, too.
Hello, everyone. Oh, it's wonderful to see all of you today. Look at your beautiful faces and your beautiful dresses.
If my classes were to have one message for these children, it's to have fun and to dance and to never stop moving. Love who you are and always smile.
That was great, Kristen. Thanks so much for bringing us that story. Well, that's going to do it for us parents. Just a reminder, if your child has a question, email a video to us at nightlynewskids@nbcuni.com. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please take care of yourself and each other.
Nothing? I want to go. And then